Hey guys, Anthony here. It is Sunday, December 12th, 2025. Wanted to make a few bullet points on what's transpired over the last several days, specifically in the Los Angeles area with the wildfires going on and with all the people affected there. And as how it was with Maui, Western North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida during the hurricanes, the recent hurricanes. We see a massive amount of government cover up, government ineptitude, if that's a word. I think it's a word. Uh, Leaders like mayors and governors just doing off the wall things, saying off the wall things, and putting things into practice leading up to the event, specifically in California. I'm addressing that. So I went through and I made a couple of bullet points that I just want to mention, and then maybe you guys can add some other things that you want. I know there's a lot of people out there. I notice when you post things that are very close to the truth, if not the truth. People will come and call you all these conspiracy names and other things or try to debunk them, like, oh, the trees didn't burn because the trees have water in them. Yeah, but why did the car melt right next to the tree? So, thousands of degree heat can't burn a tree down. A lot of specialists and firefighters and all these people that become, well versed in everything explain away things that really can't be explained away because they happen over and over and over again in these weird circumstances. So we had people seen with blowtorches or those acetylene or butane torches that you could buy in the store that put out a pretty good flame and can start fires. People are seen with them, starting fires with them, apprehended by citizens, etc. So fires were probably started by people. Okay? Who gave these people the order to do that? They just came up with it on their own. These homeless people just came up with it all on their own to go around California in these areas that are slated for in 2028 some type of new development going on. And they just happen to walk around with blowtorches, the homeless people, because they don't have enough food. They don't know where they're going to have shelter. They don't know where their money's coming from, but they have money to go buy a blowtorch and start a fire. So that's that. Smart meters in homes. These smart meters, I'm hearing, have lithium batteries in them that can burn. There are houses and reports that I've seen of people without smart meters, and their house is fine, their dwelling is fine, and the houses to the left and to the right that had smart meters are burnt. So how are smart meters engulfed in this whole scenario? Okay. Direct energy weapon or DEWs. We know they exist. The military has them. We've seen the planes outfitted with them, the jets and the different aircraft that are outfitted with them. We know the military uses them, and they're probably more advanced weapons than DEWs out there that we don't know about, that could be fired from above and pinpoint the target, heat it up, and set it on fire. I mean, this goes back to Maui and God knows what else. So, DEWs, direct energy weapons. Were the homeless people with blowtorches a diversion to deflect away from the DEWs that were working? I don't know. Just things John Q. Citizen just questions our us John Q. citizens and citizenesses want answers to. High winds, okay, there were high winds, 80 to 100 miles an hour. Santa Ana winds or whatever they're called. Coincidence, HARP directed, weather modification, cloud seeding, don't know. But there were high winds. All things came together for a specific purpose, it seems. No water in the reservoir. The reservoir that holds millions of gallons of water was emptied recently for maintenance. Okay? Who empties a reservoir for maintenance? I don't know. I don't know who these people are in charge in California and some of these other states. I mean, talk about people with no concept of what's going on. In charge of people's safety, millions of people's safety, hundreds of thousands of people's safety. No water in the reservoirs. Hydrants not working, no pressure in the hydrants. Firemen can't respond to the fire, or they do respond, they can't put them out. I've seen firemen trying to put out a fire with, water containers like baskets. Okay. Fire department's budget's being cut. We're hearing Gavin Newsom cut them, and we're hearing that this Mayor Bass cut up to $20 million from the fire department. Even the fire chief, I saw a video with her this morning talking about her department's been decimated. Basically, that's what she said. She doesn't have enough manpower. She doesn't have enough vehicle, firefighting apparatus or equipment, because it's down, broken, or ill-repaired, because there's no repair people, there's no parts, there's no what have you. Her department's in. So even though she may not be qualified, I don't know, for that position, but she said a lot of things that made sense, that very often in these government agencies, your budgets get cut. They don't give you a reason. They take the money, they use it elsewhere. And now when something happens, you're left holding the bag. So she doesn't want to go down. She wants to go down swinging, this lady. I don't blame her. So she had a very good video that I thought was on there talking about a whole thing. Everything that's wrong with her department, basically. The fire department. I've heard reports that California donated firefighting apparatus to Ukraine. How much, when did they do it? How much gear was it? Was it gear that could have helped with these fires? I don't know. But it seems like just all these things snowballing. Every time there's some kind of disaster happening, there's a lot of different things that happen that if you put them all together, it seemed like the event was planned. That's all I got to say. So this Mayor Bass, conveniently, is out of the country to a trip to Africa, to Ghana, I believe it was. And then you got the Palisades fire starting on Tuesday, I think, at 10:30. The Eaton fire on Tuesday at 6:18 p.m. The Hearst fire on Tuesday, 10:30 p.m. The Sunset fire, 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Are these arsonists that did that? Did they just happen from the wind? How did this happen, this cascading effect of fires in this area? I saw reports and I saw pictures and some videos of FBI, police, and military on the scene, blocking people, residents, from getting into their areas to go check on their homes, etc. So is there martial law being declared and we're not being told in these areas? I saw people being interviewed talking about hundreds of people, organized gangs, if you will, looting neighborhoods. Was this planned and coordinated? And if so, who did it? Who's behind it? Were they arrested? Were they interrogated? Who were they? Are they random people that just came together? Is it organized cartel activity? Is it organized gang activity? Is it military-age men that were brought into California because it's a sanctuary city and a sanctuary state in LA, sanctuary city? Where are the answers to this? Or is it just going to be glossed over by the next disaster that happens? Because it seems that these things are happening like birth pains on a woman, coming more and more and more frequently as we move into January and into 2025. Where are these evacuees? Are they staying somewhere? Is the Red Cross feeding them? Are the Meals on Wheels there? Are church organizations helping? Where did all the people go that fled these areas, that were told, run for your lives on the highway, and then bulldozers came and bulldozed their cars over off the highway? Governor Newsom's biggest concern seems to be, misinformation. That seems to be his biggest concern. That's the biggest threat. The Governor Newsom, Gavin Newsom. How many people are dead? How many deaths? Will we ever know how many deaths? Conveniently, insurance companies cancel people's policies as if they knew the fires were going to start. Now, I know going back, I maybe last year, I heard about California having problems with their insurance companies and companies not wanting to insure. Did these companies know something ahead of time in these areas that they dropped these people? And now what are you supposed to do? Even though some of these people, many of them are multimillionaires, they could afford other places, or they even have other second or third homes. Not all of them do. And just because they're millionaires, it doesn't mean their home shouldn't be insured. Just because you have money, it doesn't mean you're evil. Why the insurance companies drop their policies? And what's going to be done about it? Where's the president? Where's Kamala, the vice president? Where's all this Where's all this government help? If it's anything like FEMA in Western North Carolina, all the people staying in hotels have to leave by January 14th. FEMA just cut them off. They're going to be sleeping outside. Many of them are still sleeping outside in tents. And, the weather's in the teens in the hills there, in the mountains of Western North Carolina and other areas, not just there. Where is all this love that the government seems to have for everybody? All this joy that they talked about in their campaign that they lost in November. They were full of joy, love for people, and everybody's joyful and loves each other. Meanwhile, nobody helps each other. Getting off track here. Other disasters, Maui, what'd the people get? $750 from FEMA or Joe Biden or whoever. Did they even get that money yet? East Palestine, Ohio. What's going on there with all the poisoning from the fires and the chemical spill there? That seems to have gone away. Is everything okay there? Or are the people growing, roots out of the tops of their heads from all the poison in the ground? Okay, last hurricane season. The storms in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. Who's helping those people? And then you see our money going to Ukraine. Billions of dollars. 200 billion? I don't know what the number is now, but some ridiculous number allocated when our own people in our own country are suffering. We're still on a daily and nightly basis flying illegals into the country from all over on government contractors that the government hires to fly these people. Now, some of these contractors I know fly our troops and they do normal stuff, but they're also double downing in recent years on bringing people here and putting them all over our country. Illegals. And now we have pandemics coming. Quad pandemics. We don't know who we brought in here. Did that happen because of that? Panama wants to shut the Darien Gap down so people stop coming up through there. Our government doesn't want to shut it down. The UN doesn't want to shut it down. Why? They want to keep the invasion coming. Why? Is there something going... My question is, in this video, is there something... I think I know the answer, but I want you to tell me. Is there something going on much, much bigger that our leaders, officials from local, state, federal, all the way up through presidential, and then going on to all the, organizations like the World Health Organization, the CDC, the UN, and all their subsidiaries. Is there something bigger going on that both Republicans and Democrats here in our country know about and are part of that they haven't told the people yet about the state of our country, the state of the Union, the state of our constitutional supposed republic? Or are they not telling us that we've been sold out to the New World Order and there's a whole new system coming in and they haven't broke the news to us yet? That seems to be my overreaching warning to people, specifically over this last year. My warning was take cover in all my videos. Take cover. something big is happening. And it's not just going to be solved with left or right, Republican or Democrat, or bringing in somebody into office that's going to just, wave a magic wand and make everything better. Something much bigger is afoot. Their plans for 2028 in California and 2030 and the climate goals and all this other stuff. It's all intertwined. Global warming and weather changes in weather. It's all intertwined. All these disasters seem to be happening just according to plan. And then when you start digging in and looking at and exposing people that are behind it, or put some rulings in and made things a lot worse than what they would have been if the disaster was fought with the necessary equipment and water and everything else would have come together, maybe it wouldn't have been as bad. Then blue roof's not burning, blue cans not burning. Come on, guys. Something is going on here. This is a pattern. It's a pattern of evidence. All you people claiming conspiracy, everyone's a conspiracy theorist. Your batting average is 0, because since the C-19, the conspiracy theorists are almost 100% correct. What I'm trying to say in this video is, these are just some of the questions I have. I want to know. Yeah, the first thing people, thoughts and prayers, or sending prayers, sending positive requests or positive vibes to all the people. That's all we seem to do. Or sending prayers. Prayers up for here. Prayers to who? Prayers to who? And I'll talk about that in another video. Prayers to who? Who does Californians pray for? The people out there, most of them. Who do they worship? What do they worship? What does Hollywood worship and all these actors and people that live out there? The government in California has proven itself over and over and over again that it is not qualified, especially with forest management and water conservation and the use of water and the funding of its essential services to the people, fire and police. Give me a break. Criminals running rampant. People don't even know who they are, and it's covered up. And that's a homeless man. Okay, what's homeless? Define that. Is he staying in a shelter, or does he got a card that's funded every month by our government or by the UN? A credit card or debit card? Most of these people do. They have cell phones. They have cards. We've seen them. They're getting money replenished. But we're not supposed to ask any questions. And then when our own citizens need money for disasters, we don't know. We got to see what we got to do here. Maybe we'll get $750 that you got to pay back. Have a nice life. Anthony signing off. Stay ready.